Brazilian President Luis Inácio Lula da Silva issued an ultimatum to the European Union after France and Italy asked for a delay on the deal that's been in talks for close to 25 years. Emmanuel Macron again today saying France is not ready to sign the trade deal as it stands, saying more work needs to be done. Well, we're going to talk more about this now with France 24's Europe editor, Armen Georgian, who's in Brussels. Armen, Mercosur has prompted huge protests there in Brussels, the biggest farmer protests in years. Just tell us more about this deal and why it's so controversial.
Yeah, it's a very particular mood in Brussels today, Jeannie. It was actually pretty hard getting to the summit venue where I am now. A lot of the city is blocked off. There's a lot of sirens with farmers making their anger felt. They've said that they've been sounding the alarm for a year now, and it's not just because of Mercosur, it's also because of the proposed cuts in the Common Agricultural Policy in the next long-term EU budget, a cut of estimated 20% and maybe even more if you factor in inflation. And of course, adding to that, the problems they face over regulations and paperwork and bureaucracy. They say that their needs on that issue have not been addressed. And of course, a huge factor now is this Mercosur, the proposed free trade agreement. They don't believe in these kind of defensive mechanisms or tweaks in the safeguard clauses and so on. They think it's a fundamentally unfair and bad deal, and they want it scrapped. So this is very much hanging over the EU summit where I am now. As you said, President Macron of France says that France is not ready to sign, so it's not clear if they're going to get this deal over the line in the next couple of days. But there certainly is a kind of disconnect or gap, if you will, between the reality that farmers say that they're experiencing and facing every day and EU summit leaders here, or certainly some EU summit leaders, particularly those of Germany and Spain, who say that now is the moment. It's basically now or never. They must sign Mercosur in the next few days. Otherwise, the EU becomes basically not credible as an international geopolitical actor.
Now, Armen, in addition to that trade deal, much of the focus in Brussels today is on that make or break summit to try and reach a financing deal to help Ukraine over the next 2 years. What more do we know about that?
Well, frankly, the lines don't seem to have really moved since I was covering the last EU summit. We have Belgium saying that it's not convinced by the proposal, and there's still no plan B. Everyone here is saying it's got to be this reparation loan using Euroclear, so the frozen Russian assets in the Euroclear depository, which is based in Belgium. We heard from the Belgian Prime Minister Bart de Wever a few hours ago. He said that if the other EU leaders back Belgium, then, to quote him, we will all jump off this cliff together and hope that the parachute will open. So Belgium clearly sees this as a highly dangerous situation. It has still not been convinced. Will there be a breakthrough at this summit? That is really the 210 billion euro question. Antonio Costa, the head of the EU Council, is adamant they will not leave this room here without a deal, even if that means going into a second or third day of a summit.
Armen, thank you for that. France 24's Europe editor Armen Georgian in Brussels.